Hey everybody, this is Rich at Embarrassment of Riches with my July vinyl pickups video. And it has been a hell of a month.
Yes,
Yes, it
it
has.
has.
But it has been a constant source of joy and fun watching everybody do their July vinyl pickups video. It's very happy to see everyone pick up some good titles. And although I didn't go to any record stores locally, I've been getting mail orders and pre-orders in pretty steadily, and I have a nice stack of brand new records right here. So here I am on your typical summer Pennsylvania afternoon. It's 80 degrees and 80% humidity with a 100% chance of bullshit outside. It's going to be a thunderstorm today. Because, of course, why wouldn't it be? It's like a jungle out there, man. Yeah. So I was kind of happy a couple of weeks ago seeing the people get their Third Man vault orders in, and Third Man had slipped in Jack White's new record in a blank white label with the name on the record. It's called No Name, and I'm a huge Jack White fan. I was pretty stoked to see that. I'm like, oh, so all the vault members who pay so much money every year to get these releases in, they're all dope. I've never been disappointed in one of them. But I was kind of expecting to get that album this month, and I didn't. But I did get the regular vault release of the live recordings at Third Man, and it's Jack White and Witch and Dinosaur Jr. Now, mostly I'm a huge fan of Jack White, not so much Dinosaur Jr. or Witch, but I am going to give them a try. When I open this one up, every one of these records is going to go on the turntable for a test spin. Always stoked to get it. And I apparently had forgotten there was a 7-inch included. Mudhoney, awesome. Would have been nice to have Mudhoney in the set as a full 12-inch record, but we still get it. This is the money will roll right in with Hate the Police. And look at that blue vinyl. Man, I love whatever Third Man does. Just such a good job. Mudhoney, y'all. Hopefully the glare isn't giving you too much kickback from some of these that are still wrapped that I haven't played yet. But this one, along with the Third Man Vault release, was one I was seriously looking forward to this month. Definitely. I've been enjoying the Atlantic 75th Anniversary series quite a bit. I haven't bought all of them because, yeah, some of them are garbage titles to me. Not into jazz. But this one right here, I've been in particular looking forward to. INXS's Kick. Humongous album if you're an old man like myself, but it still, to this day, really sounds incredible. I have a couple of the originals that I don't mind listening to. I think they sound pretty great. They seem a tad condensed, and I don't know. But this is 2 LP at 45 RPM, and I've trusted what they've done so far. I've been quite happy. So I'll let you know next month how often I play this. But man, I got this at Acoustic Sounds. It was a bit much for a record in my book, but I believe it's worth it. Everyone I know who has bought it has nothing but raved about it. So I'm into it. I'll let you know. Obviously and easily one of the greatest pop albums ever recorded. This thing still hits almost 40 years later almost. I'm going to have to lay down and take a nap. That just really kicked in. And as I've shown in previous months, I got a subscription to the Internet Vinyl Collective. You know, everybody's doing these subscription services today, and I don't mind if it's a label that has records that I really love. And Interscope does have some, and sometimes I just forget to cancel the subscription that month when they have something that I don't enjoy. This is kind of a mixture of both. This is, what is it? Rock Steady from No Doubt. I remember seeing No Doubt a few times back in the day when I was going to punk rock and ska shows circa 1994, 1995. And I was from Southern California. They're from Orange County, which was really just a freeway drive away. It wasn't too far. We went to a lot of shows in Anaheim and surrounding areas and did see No Doubt a few times. And I think they're commendable musicians. And Gwen Stefani had a really great stage presence that was very different from that for that scene. If you went to any of those shows, it was very male dominated. So it was refreshing. The music seemed really fun, but they were never the band that I went to go see. They were always just on the bill. It's not an indictment of them, it's just my personal tastes. So much like the Eminem record that I got a couple of months ago by not canceling my subscription because I'm fucking lazy. I sold that one for 2.5 times what it cost me. So that's cool. This one, I really doubt will get any play. I'm going to find some friends and see if they're into it. If not, this one's going in the eBay store. It happens. Next month is, or actually, this month is Elliott Smith. And that's one I'm going to keep. So, Interscope is kind of hitting 50% on these things for me. And that's good enough, especially when I can sell off for more than I paid for the ones that I really don't want, because somebody's going to want them a lot more than I am. And I am more than willing to facilitate that transfer. And here's one I did last month as well. Monsters of Folk, the only album that they've put together so far. Incredible. And apparently I ordered another one a week after I ordered that one originally a couple of months ago when the pre-orders went up at Vinyl Me Please. So I've got two. I'm thinking my youngest son will enjoy this, so I'll be putting this one in his collection. Continuing on with the Vinyl Me Please theme. I'm still very happy with the service. It's been many years, and I'm down to 2 tracks now just because it's so goddamn expensive to keep more than that going. And with the ability to swap out my second choice every month if they have something that I don't enjoy, it gives me a lot of flexibility to pick up records that I might not have otherwise, just because the swap shop is pretty dope, and there's always an interesting choice. So the records I got this month, besides that Monsters of Folk pre-order, is Los Campesinos, We Are Beautiful, We Are Doomed. I am not familiar with this record, but I have read many good things over the years, so I'm pretty excited. I'm going to give this one a try, for sure. The second Vinyl Me Please title this month was the Essentials release of Joni Mitchell, The Hissing of Summer Lawns. Again, like your many pedestrian vinyl fans, I'm really only familiar with Blue, which I do have, and I think is a really great record. And man, she does not get enough props for her guitar playing, in my opinion. But this is one I don't really know very well. I am looking forward to it, and I'm hoping I love it because I have heard many good things about it. And maybe this will lead to many more Joni Mitchell's titles being available at Vinyl Me Please. That would be pretty nice. And here's one I've been putting off lately because of the cost. It's just always about $5 to $10 more than I want to spend. But I love this record, and for many years I've just been listening to it digitally. Conquering Lion from Yabiyu, one of my favorite roots artists, and this album is like a Rastafarian sermon of beautiful roots music. If you haven't heard this one and you're a reggae fan, I definitely suggest it. This one is going on the turntable right after this video has stopped recording. Yabby yabby you. And this is a record from an artist that I seriously love, and if you've seen any of my videos, I almost never fail to mention Peter Gabriel. And my wife will file this one under, do you really need another fucking copy of a record from Peter Gabriel? And the answer is always yes. This is the untitled, well, they're all called Peter Gabriel at that point, but this one is normally called Scratch for reasons that I just can't figure out. But it includes great songs. Home Sweet Home, Mother of Violence, On the Air. This one sounds so sweet. Everything from that period of Peter Gabriel. Scratch that. Pun intended. Everything from Peter Gabriel I find incredible. And this is no exception, but my wife may be right. I think I've got 4 or 5 of these at this point. But it's a promo with a timing strip, dear. I mean, I have to have it. Especially if these things are going for less than $10 in perfect condition with the original inner, I'm usually going to jump on it. Much like I had said last month with the new Psychedelic Furs records, which I think I have a few more coming. If you're going to sell classic art for $5 to get out of your collection, it's going to end up on my shelves. No doubt. God damn, it's just all puns today, isn't it? Unintentional puns. Yeah, so records like this kind of break my heart because there's a $1 price tag on this primo condition vinyl. This is a very good plus cover, without a doubt. There's no seam splits, and really the $1 sticker doesn't bother me, except to remind me that when records at thrift stores like this were $1, I didn't have any money to spend on entertainment at all. We were going to the movies, we weren't buying records. We were pretty much just surviving at about the late 90s, early 2000s. We were young and we had a kid. Just, I missed that great time where people were getting these records for $1, and I feel really bad, man. I would have had a tremendous collection if I had even $1 to spare at that time. But as ever, if you want it out of your collection, I want it in mine. Man, it is hotter than a. And keeping in the theme of Rich buying the same record multiple times just to have different versions of it, Boogie Down Productions, Criminal Minded. I have a few of these dating from pretty way back, but this is one I fondly remember on cassette and vinyl. Absolutely one of the greatest classics in hip hop. R.I.P. Scott LaRock, of course, but nothing but classics. This is a B-Boy Records limited to 500, and I haven't opened it yet, but I don't even know if it's a remaster. It is a 2 LP, so it has a couple of tracks tacked at the end. I think it has the P is free. The original 12-inch version of the P is free. Great record. Kind of sad they airbrushed the guns out of the cover on some of these. I guess they had to nowadays, but it really was a great picture at the time. I kind of liked it. I wish I had a poster of it. Nothing but hits on this thing, and I've never had it on 2LP, so I'm going to see how it sounds. I am very much looking forward to it. And here's a fun record that I saw for the right price, and it's from a band I really love, and it's a great mix of stuff on this. It's an EP, basically. It's 6 songs, but it's 6 of the B-52's most fun songs that they had recorded up to that time. There's 52 Girls, Private Idaho, but the main reason that I really bought this one, besides those songs that I really enjoy, is Give Me Back My Man, which I think is a very underrated song in their catalog. And I think the singing is superb. I really love the songs that Fred Schneider is the lead vocalist on. But Give Me Back My Man, if you haven't heard it, I don't imagine you're my age and you haven't at this point. But give it a re-listen. It's a great song from an incredible band. This one's going on the turntable pretty soon as well. The July pickups continue with an oldie that for some reason I didn't have. I have the 12-inch singles related to this album. It's the great Curtis Blow. And, there's not a lot on this album besides what was on the 12-inch. There's a couple of things thrown in. But the main reason to have this is AJ Scratch and 8 Million Stories. Those are serious hip hop classics, and you get a taste of Run DMC on it as well. I really enjoy this, but I've never been a big Curtis Blow album fan. But this was $5. It's got the hype sticker. The record's in great condition. Why not? These next couple, I believe I'll have some solidarity from Mike MGK Boston and Brian at Embryonic Robot, because these are classics, and I think we're all about the age that we can remember when these came out and when they were popular. Look at this. An original, finally, in my collection of Nights Are Ebbs Showtime. I still believe this one is the stone cold classic of the genre. Just fun to be had, getting closer. It doesn't have my other favorite, Join in the Chant, which I might just have to buy as a 12-inch single. But this thing sounds so good. And this is a group I really enjoy thinking about because I wasn't too familiar with them circa 1990. And they were one of the bands that opened up for Depeche Mode at Dodger Stadium at a show that I went to with some friends of mine, and just mind-blowingly great show. And like I said, I wasn't too familiar with them at the time. And, it's kind of like Depeche Mode. It's dudes with keyboards, except the lead singer, Nightzareb, had insane energy. Like, that crowd was just in a lull waiting for Depeche Mode to show up. And I think Electronic had been on by that point, Johnny Marr and Neil Tennant, but they didn't have any real, they had a 12-inch single. They hadn't had the album finished yet. I don't even remember Electronic's performance. That could be the massive amounts of beer and marijuana that I had that day. But for some reason, I seriously remember Depeche Mode, and I very much remember Nightzareb's performance. Just kicked ass. They were so good. And I immediately went out and bought the CD, which I still have somewhere up here, and all the CDs that I don't play are just on a rack on my desk. Hopefully, everybody who was around that time remembers this one, man. This one still sounds great. And I believe there is a 2LP 45 RPM version of this for sale. The only ones I've seen have been on eBay, and they're fucking ridiculous prices. I'm not going to pay that. Yet. But super glad to have this, man. I love this record. Another one for us old dudes. We got to stick together. Earth, Sun, and Moon from Love and Rockets. All other records are incredible, especially I'd say the first 4 albums are the ones that are most dear to my heart. This is another one. I think this might be the 3rd or 4th one I have of this, but it is absolutely the cleanest. God damn, that thunder is going. Regardless, Love and Rockets, who on the previous Depeche Mode tour to the one I saw with Nights Areb, my friends got to see them with Love and Rockets opening. Yeah, I didn't get to go to that one. Yeah. Ugh. Now, not too long ago, I had just fell down a rabbit hole of Richard Ashcroft performing acoustic songs from his solo career and great hits from The Verve. There are a few BBC sessions kind of things that he went into the studio with just him and his acoustic guitar, and they sounded so good, like so good. And I was sad that they were not on record. I kind of broke them down into some gnarly sounding MP3s from YouTube performances. So I ended up finding this acoustic hymns from Richard Ashcroft. Haven't opened it yet. This one I've been kind of sitting on for a nice, quiet, rainy day. Yeah, I'm going to listen to this one right now. Break the Night with Color. The Drugs Don't Work. I believe there's a version of Come On People, we're making it now with Liam Gallagher. I can kind of give or take his voice now. But Richard Ashcroft's voice is in perfect form still. This one I'm quite excited to listen to. This next one I was very happy to put a pre-order in not too long ago. This is the new one from Sturgill Simpson, apparently now called Johnny Blue Skies. And I was thinking maybe with the name change, there'd be a sound change as well. But this is 100% Sturgill Simpson. And I've listened to it a couple times already. I really enjoy side 2. Side 1 may just have to grow on me. But yeah, this is not my favorite Sturgill release. But I will always take a chance on anything he does just based on trust. And I believe this next one was a very limited run at Vinyl Me Please. I think they only made 300 of them. This is Lonnie Smith with Funk Reaction. And it usually falls under the title Jazz, which, if you know me at all, is a huge turnoff. And I probably won't listen and definitely not fucking buy it. But I had heard a sampling of this on YouTube when I got the notice on my phone that they were printing this. And if there's something printed to about 300, that's a very short run for Vinyl Me Please, and will usually sell out while I'm sitting there trying to make up my mind. And I did listen, and I didn't know what he was about, but I love Hammond organ. I love that B3 Hammond organ sound. Just, it's an incredible sound. It has always really made the songs that it's on sound a lot more full. I have also previously mentioned, and hopefully you can hear me over this torrential rainpour that's coming down now here in southern Pennsylvania. I had mentioned previously that I'm trying to build back an epic old school hip hop collection that I had as a young man, and I'm one more step closer. And this one even has a bonus with it that I didn't have at the time. This is, if you don't know, the Disco 3, who later became the Fat Boys, with the song Fat Boys. So it was shortly after this that Russell Simmons convinced them that it was better off just going with Fat Boys and using it as a gimmick. They became kind of a serious joke, man. I couldn't hang with these dudes after about 1987, 1988. It was just, the parody was too much, man. But the first few Sutra singles are absolute solid classics. And this one, I got the promo thing with the lyric sheet. I didn't even know that was the thing. Stoked to have this, and I'm really only short. I think Human Beatbox 12-inch. I'd have to check, but I'm not very far from completing the Fat Boys collection of the records that I consider to be the best ones they put out. And here's my last one for the month of July. I want to thank you all for sticking around. I really appreciate it. It's been hard to get these videos made lately, but this last record is one of my all-time favorites. It is Kerplunk from Green Day. And this and Dookie to me are their twin greatest albums that they've made. They've done great work so far, and of course they're still kicking. But I do love the early 7-inch singles, EPs, and Kerplunk and Dookie to follow. Awesome songs, high energy, great punk rock. I've been trying to look for an OG for less than $100 in VG Plus, and it's just not going to happen because people who love punk rock are not going to give up that record for anything less. And I don't blame them. I probably would be the same way. So if you can hear me over all this goddamn thunder and rain, thanks for hanging out. I will be back pretty soon, I hope. I've been called out to make a video for Morton Estad's push to 650 subscribers. I agree with Mike MGK Boston. He absolutely deserves 650,000 subscribers. And I plan on doing my part to help him out. I'll see you all soon. So I was kind of happy. I was? Was I? Also included in this month's Mudhoney with The Money Will Roll Out, roll blah, 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 blah. All right. And I'm not so certain about the glare on this, so I apologize in advance if it's no good. Oh, fuck, that window's open again. And July continues. No, it doesn't. It's fucking August.